Hello, everyone. Art Gramaje here, and this is the podcast I have entitled Art and Soul. It's about me and my mother, and living here in Seattle and helping her do what she can as a 100-year-old, and me as a 60-year-old. So thanks for tuning in, both of you. I've often thought that this podcast is really about me and just noting how all of this goes. So I think this might be the 37th version. I record every 2 weeks, with the off week being just random musings, talking about whatever I want. But every 2 weeks, just to note how I'm doing here at the house, how my mother is doing, what some developments are, where God is through it all, how my faith is affected, how I'm trying to interpret, what the Holy Spirit is trying to teach me in my with my obstinate nature at times. Grace breaks through, and I'm humbled and thankful. And yesterday was one of those days. So, if you've been keeping track, I've injured myself somehow. And since the 1st of November or so, my right ankle, foot has been swollen. When I initially went to see a doctor, she said she suspected it was the Achilles tendon. And so she put me in a boot, which from the moment I put the boot on, huge difference. Guess just not moving the ankle was the key. So I've had the boot on since the 9th of November, and the swelling has gone down. I can get around easier. I've actually gotten used to it. It's become my Linus blanket. And yesterday I had an appointment with the foot doctor, the podiatrist, the specialist, the one who knows. And what did he tell me? Well, I'm not sure. Direct quote. Well, I'm not sure. He knew it wasn't the Achilles tendon, however, but he was a little puzzled as to why my foot was swollen as it is, but doesn't really hurt. So he suspects it is kind of the first stage or mild case of gout. So he gave me some medication. I filled the prescription, took the first dose yesterday, and when I woke up this morning, the swelling has tremendously gone down again. But still, I got my Linus blanket on. So that's where I'm at personally, which obviously affects how I do things here at the house. At the beginning, going up and down the stairs without the boot and with pain was challenging, because I would be balancing a tray of food in my left hand and trying to keep as much weight off of my right while going up and down, especially up and down the stairs, especially down, because I'm coming down with food. So that's the context. My injured right foot. So I'm supposed to keep the boot on for 2 weeks. I'm supposed to take this medication, and I'm supposed to see him in a month. So that's the plan, and I'm going to stick to it. I actually bought a cane at St. Vincent de Paul thrift store on the way home yesterday. And I think we had 3 canes here before. My father's and my mother used to use a cane before she progressed to the walker or degressed. But when I was simplifying stuff on one of my thrift store donation runs, I thought to myself, well, Mom's not going to be going back to the cane. She's going to be using her walker. Ergo, don't need the canes anymore. So I donated them all to St. Vincent de Paul, and I bought a cane back. And it's a cool cane, I must admit. So what I like about it is it's totally wood, and it could double as a martial arts weapon if needed. So I actually have liked using the cane. Maybe I'll just use it when I don't need it anymore, just to have a ready martial arts weapon. Anyways, yesterday at the podiatrist's office, the assistant nurse who initially welcomed me and took my blood pressure, etc., etc. His name was Reggie. And almost immediately, Reggie and I became kindred spirits. Even just on the introduction, when he mentioned his name was Reggie, I said, well, one of my all-time favorite baseball players is named Reggie Jackson. That's why I'm a Yankees fan, FYI. Okay, so we're bantering. I'm enjoying our conversation, and during the course of it, he asked me what I do, and I just said, well, I take care of my mother. And he said, I take care of my mother too. He's a caregiver. And his mother is 75, if I recall. And she can get around okay. It's just that she needs help in her infirmity. And Reggie just opened up and started talking about all the challenges in his particular situation, disagreements with siblings on how to do things, all sorts of stuff. And it was one of those shared energy moments where in the course of the conversation back and forth, I thought, he understands. Especially when he mentioned, how hard it is at times. So it was a graced moment. It was one of those spirit moments where kind of a shared cross, if you will. Sharing our difficulties with someone who really understands and has gone through it in a similar way becomes a blessing. So this morning, as I was meditating, it became very clear, that this brief encounter, all of 10 minutes probably, was a energy charge for me. It was a grace. One of my axioms, spiritual axioms, is that God puts the right people into our lives at the right time. In my best moments, I realize that's all the time. The people who are in front of us are the right people. And by extension, my mother, who I'm with hours upon hours, is the right person. When I fight that, I just think I shouldn't be here. I feel trapped. This is a prison. I'm wilting on the vine. Whatever negative images there are, when I'm feeling sorry for myself, etc. That's counterbalanced by this is where I need to be right now. And there are blessings and lessons and life within these four walls. And I have very little control over the situations that I'm in. And that's life in general, I think, too. Therefore, how do I recognize and appreciate those moments of grace where the people in front of me are essentially gifts from God? And then to be thankful for those gifts. Maybe it's timely. Well, it is timely because Thanksgiving is in less than a week. So this is one of those added building blocks toward that. Just another thing to be grateful for. This person named Reggie, in a seemingly chance encounter, which actually is providence. So there you have it. That's my reflection for today for Art and Soul. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you tuning in, taking these 13 minutes to listen to me. Whoever you are and wherever you are, I pray God's grace and blessing upon you and those people who are placed into your lives, and that you can see them often as blessings. I pray for that grace for you. And once in a while, remember me and my mother in your prayers too.